I may have just discovered the best headphones for PC gaming and recording. What's going on, guys? James Blonde here, and for the past, I don't even know how long, I've been looking for an ideal headset that gives me overall great sound for gaming, that's very important, but also smooth playback sound when it comes to recording videos, and most importantly, and honestly it's the first thing that I look for when it comes to trying out headphones, that they're super comfortable and they stay comfortable on your head for long stretches of time. So I've been looking at gaming conventions for the past several years, trying out so many different styles and brands, and they all seem to fall under one of three different categories of comfort issues that I run into with them. Which, like I said, is the first thing that I look for. It's the most important thing that I look for is comfort in the headset, because the sound itself is more than likely always going to be at least decent. Now, the first category of comfort issues that I run into with a lot of headphones are the perfectly round ear cups, like we see here with the Razer Kraken. There's plenty of them out there, this is just one of them. These are great sounding headphones, very popular, and they're almost perfect, except for people who wear glasses, in my opinion, like me. So, seeing that they are so round, when they set on your head properly and have even the slightest amount of compression, which most of them have way too much compression, I'll talk about that in a second, they press on the sides of your glasses that start to come out towards the front of the ear cup, and that presses the frame of your glasses into the sides of your head, or it can just put a lot of torque on your glasses as a whole. Either way, it can start to give you a headache, and this is what happens to me. Okay, yeah, so it does help a little bit to have gunners, seeing that the gunners are designed to minimize this fatigue, but honestly, that's sort of your proof right there that this can be a common problem. So much so that Gunner has tried to address it based on popular headphone designs. So the next category in comfort issues I've run into is with the compression of the headphones, just like I mentioned a second ago. This issue can happen regardless of the shape of the ear cup, and I've had this problem with the X07 Pro headset from Turtle Beach. Again, great headset, super comfortable padding and all, great overall sound and design. You can definitely tell that the construction is made to last, but after wearing them for longer than, say, 30 minutes, your head starts to feel sort of like this. So yeah, needless to say, if you have a headset that closes super tight around your head with very little adjustment whatsoever, it can definitely be a recipe for a lot of fatigue. And finally, the last category of comfort issues with headsets that I've run into in the past, which is a bit more rare, but one of the most irritating, see what I did there? It's just that, the headset ear cups are not quite deep enough, and they push against the top cartilage part of your ears. You never want the hard plastic cover for the driver on the inside of the ear cup to be the first thing that touches your ears when you put on your headsets. And it's even worse if you combine that with an overbearing head-crushing compression, like we just talked about. That pushing on the cartilage part of your ears is like a torture device for your head, not a headset. Doesn't matter how good that headset sounds, you're not going to want to keep it on your face. So yeah, I'm sure a good portion of you guys can relate to some, if not all, of the issues that I've run into, and in some cases you might actually just be dealing with it and don't know any better until you find something that fixes those problems. With that said, I actually found a headset at this past E3 that fixes all of my comfort issues with headsets that I've found in the past, and at the same time sound fantastic on nearly any audio device, and that headset is the MMOHuts headset from Blue. So apparently I was looking for gaming headphones in the wrong place the entire time, and when I saw these headphones for the first time at E3, I had no idea that Blue made headphones. I knew about their microphones, like the Snowball and the Yeti microphone, which are great mics as well, but I had no idea they made headphones. So after trying them on and checking them out 2 different days on the show floor, I ended up getting a pair a few weeks later, and I've loved them ever since. And here's why. The MMOHuts are powered high-fidelity headphones with a built-in audiophile amp, and with these, Blue focuses on both sound quality for any device because of the built-in amp, and comfort because, you know, they want you to wear them for more than 30 minutes without getting a headache. So to address the compression problem I talked about earlier, they've redesigned the way the headband is constructed with a unique multi-jointed solution that almost looks like a suspension on a truck more than anything, and it really looks cool how it moves when you open and close it. But more importantly, it's designed to be way more adaptable to a variety of head shapes and sizes. It gives you a comfortable fit without the skull-crushing feeling that you get from some headphones, and it creates a nice seal around your ear. It's not too loose, which gives you the isolated sound experience and helps prevent a lot of sound bleed for people around you. It's very important for this isolated sound experience because it simulates that noise cancellation effect, and it allows the drivers in the headset to perform how they're supposed to. Plus with this design, and this is definitely my favorite part, we have for the first time ever in a pair of headphones an adjustable tension knob on the top of the headphones that lets you decide on the amount of pressure you like, whether it's your head in a vice type feeling, I don't know who wants that, or the comfortably perfect feeling, which is what I was kind of going for. The fact of the matter is, you get to choose. And that's just one part of the approach at Super Comfort. Another is the back hinge design to the ear cups, so that way they actually pivot to change the angle of the way they set on your head instead of the traditional approach of shortening the band itself. These joints are stiff enough for you to adjust them to your specific comfort spot, even if your head is really strange and wonky. You've got one ear down at your neck and one up near your eyebrow or something like that. They actually stay there when you move them, which is nice. Beyond that, taking care of the glasses issue I mentioned earlier and a few other things, the ear cups are actually shaped like ears. They're not round or square or some other shape, which lets the ear pads contact your head at the point nearest your ear and not halfway to your eyes or down your neck due to being round. And of course, the ear cups are big enough to fit all the way around your ear and deep enough to not press on the cartilage part of your ear, which, like I said, can feel like a torture device. So when I looked at these and tried them on multiple times at E3, I could almost immediately tell that these were going to fix a lot of the problems that I've had in the past with comfort issues, like I mentioned earlier, just by seeing what sort of adjustments they had. Then, after giving them a little adjustment here and there, I knew for a fact that they would. But besides the comfort part, which, like I said in the beginning, was my main concern, Blue has also developed these to sound fantastic too. I mean, it is Blue microphones, they're kind of good at that part. The MMOHuts have a built-in audiophile amp made by FiO that makes a huge difference when compared to what amps you typically find in phones or laptops. In fact, the idea behind putting a high-quality amp into a headset like this is, A, it eliminates the need for a standalone amplifier for those of you who really want that high-fidelity sound, which will cost you quite a bit in comparison, and B, this lets the headphones do all the work themselves, and any of your devices don't have to. And you can expect it to sound great while preventing those devices from straining to produce that good and loud sound. It's kind of like what Razer Surround does for your headphones on your PC, except it's built in, so everything you plug it into sounds that way. So not only do they have that built-in audiophile amp, they also have custom-designed 50mm dynamic audiophile drivers, which are some of the largest on the market. These drivers are designed by themselves to reproduce sound accurately, but seeing that they are custom matched to the amplifier built in, they are able to be dynamically enhanced to provide that big and accurate sound without distortion. The other great part about having a built-in amp is the simple control you have to enable, boost, or simply bypass it altogether in some cases. So you've got 3 settings on the side of the headphones that offer you sound profiles that are completely analog, so there is no digital alterations to the sound coming through. When you've got it turned on, you get the natural detailed sound the audiophile amp and drivers are supposed to provide. The setting for On Plus kicks on the low frequency boost, which gives you that crazy deep and smooth bass without the bad distortion. This is definitely where the large drivers make a huge difference. Then you have the option to switch off the amp completely to bypass it, which is perfect for connecting to something that already has a really powerful amplifier, like studio gear, for example, or even if you want to utilize some of the equalizers on your iPhones to change that up. This lets you use things like Razer Surround without combining more than one amplifier, which can definitely degrade the sound quality. And again, the best part is that you have control over this. Try plugging a pair of Beats headphones into a Pioneer digital deck, and you'll wish you had some control over the bass boosting amp that's inside them. As you might expect, the amp inside does take power, so you're able to charge the MMOHuts headsets and get about 12 straight hours of battery life. I forgot to charge mine for a little while and didn't seem to be a problem, so it lasts quite a bit, and that's a good way to figure that out. It only takes about 3.5 hours to completely charge via USB. You can either plug it into, say, a PC, or it actually comes with a wall charger, which is really nice. And on top of that, if you take the headphones off, they automatically power down, even if you forget to switch them off from the setting itself, which is a really cool feature, so that way you don't actually run out of power if you're planning on using the amp later on. Plus, if you do run out of battery power, you can always keep listening without the use of the built-in amp. Now, from what I've noticed, there are a couple of drawbacks to the headset that I wanted to point out to you guys. First off, compared to a lot of other headphones out there, they are rather heavy. They weigh just over a pound, and when letting a couple of other people try them on for the first time just to kind of get an idea of what their reaction was to it, the first thing they said before complimenting the awesome sound was that they were a little heavy. And of course I did look into what other people were saying after buying them, and pretty much 95% of the buyers have given it excellent reviews, and the ones that mentioned negative points talked about the weight and comfort. So I was expecting this going into it. And that makes sense. If they're fairly big and cumbersome for your head, then you could have these comfort issues, especially if you're used to much lighter and smaller headphones. When trying them out at E3, I didn't really have this problem. I didn't notice that they were heavy right away. When I picked them up, I felt like they were built sturdy, but that was about it. So it's easy to say you're probably not going to want to wear these around while you're running errands, jogging, or lifting weights. So if you're looking for that type of headset, clearly these are not the ones. Stick with the smaller headphones or earbuds for that. But if you're looking for a great pair of studio headphones that work perfect for gaming as well as enjoying across all of your devices, well, this is the way to go. And also wanted to let you guys know that after messing with these at E3, I enjoyed discovering them so much that after E3, I looked into them a lot more, got an idea of what other people were saying about them, and then I contacted Blue Microphones to see if they would actually send me a pair of MMOHuts to show you guys, and of course make a video over. And luckily, they were more than happy to send me a pair, along with a Blackout Yeti microphone, which is also something I really needed. And I'll have another video talking about it and its features for you guys really soon. Otherwise, if they hadn't sent me a pair, I would have easily picked these up for myself and then shown you guys anyway. You can pick up a pair of MMOHuts headphones from all kinds of different places online for around $349, which is less than some of the higher-end gaming-specific headphones and, say, Beats, for example. But from a studio headphones perspective, that's not bad at all, especially with the powerful built-in amp. So when it comes to top-quality headphones, I think these are priced just about right, and they come with everything you need to keep them connected, charged, and stored. Like I said, I feel like I discovered some, if not the best headphones for gaming and recording, at least in my opinion, and I guess I was just looking in the wrong spot to begin with. So thanks for watching, guys. Check out what other people are saying about MMOHuts and pick up all the detailed specs and anything else you might want to know about how they're designed with you in mind at MMOHutsheadphones.com. Links are in the description below. Again, thanks for watching, and until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.